Celebrate your life. Celebrate the good and the bad, the happy, the sad, the joy and the pain, the sun and the rain. Celebrate life. Celebrate your life with love.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to 2024. My name is Sunshine Daye. Welcome to A Spiritual Remedy. What a joy it is to be with you on January 1st, 2024. I want to see who's hanging out with us today. Let me begin to just kind of check that out. I am so excited to start off another new year with you. Chintzia, how are you, beloved? Happy New Year to you. I'm so excited that you are hanging out today. And I know that I'll also see you at the Vision Board Workshop today, later today, which I am excited about as well. Welcome, everybody. What a gift it is to wake up today to 2024, to know that we are making an impression not only on the planet, but in the lives of so many people here today. I'm excited. I'm excited because the new year, and in actuality, every new day gives us an opportunity to start anew and to make some new decisions. I want to share with you that today I want to talk about believing or being. And I want to make the distinction and just kind of let you know that we all start off somewhere, right? We all start off somewhere, and that somewhere is we start off believing and imagining, like, for instance, that I could possibly be sober. We start off believing and wanting and imagining that we can have a life of abundance, of peace, of joy, of prosperity, of unity. And with that, belief is important. And I want us to know that here's what I see. I see a world where clean and sober people, where spiritual people are living their best life and loving it. And that's why I provide this particular tool, which is a spiritual remedy, particular show, so that I can provide spiritual tools and loving support for your personal transformation. Now, when we begin to grow in our spiritual maturity, it is important for us as spiritual people, as people, period, to begin to also ask the question, like, why am I doing this? What is the purpose? Is this really working for me? And to begin to really question these spiritual tools and practices that we use. Now, a lot of people show up to places. What's up, Nancy? A lot of people show up to places, and they show up to places because they want to be seen. They want to interact. They want to connect with other people. Some people want to be seen in a particular way, in a particular light. Now, I know about pretending. Ask me about pretending. I can tell you, like, all the ways that I pretend when in fact there's actually something else going on. Like, for sure, there are times when I am distracted in a conversation with someone that I might be like nodding my head and going, yeah, when in fact I am distracted by something else, or a thought, or a squirrel, right? And instead of me saying, oh, pardon me, forgive me, would you repeat that? I'm distracted, or I was distracted by my own thoughts or by a squirrel, because I don't want to have the appearance that I'm being rude or being selfish or self-centered, right? All of these things that I make up in my mind, I make up and pretend. Now, the reason I'm speaking about those things in particular is because sometimes when we're learning spiritual practice, especially if we're in recovery, especially if we're, advancing in our lives, we come to spiritual community, or we learn how to pray and meditate, or we are learning about a higher power, or we're learning about something or other. And instead of just kind of going, yo, I don't get this, we pretend. We sit there and we pretend, and we're, just like, and we want to be seen, in the right posture, and, meditating or having the mala beads, or like, oh yeah, I'm doing this thing kind of thing. And I laugh because been there, done that, right? When in fact, it's like, what is this? Is this really working? What am I doing? What am I doing? And so the idea between belief and being, right? Like there's this gap. Now, I could believe that the lights will turn on, but unless I take some action and actually be about that, the lights are just going to stay on, right? The lights, are going to stay off until I actually take the action from what I think or what I believe, and have that be made manifest by taking some action. And it's the same thing with us, with our spiritual practices, with our recovery, with our sobriety, with our abstinence. When we think about all of the ways that we can be addicted to life, whether it's being addicted to our cell phones, being addicted to drugs or alcohol or overeating or gambling or sex or shopping or anxiety, and pomp and circumstance, being addicted to drama. The idea here is, do you believe that sobriety or that a different type of life is available to you, right? What is it that you believe about a higher power, about life? What are the things that you're telling yourself? They indicate what you believe. And here's the thing about belief, is that belief is a good place to start. However, is that a superficial belief, or are you so rigid in that belief that then your inflexibility and or your superficial belief gets in the way of you actually being sober, happy, joyous, and free? Like, we get these promises, whether it's from spiritual community or 12-step community, recovery communities, right? People are constantly spewing things about what life could be. What are you believing? And is it possible that your limited beliefs are getting in the way of you actually being your fabulous, magnificent, powerful, loving, kind, generous, abundant self? I think it's possible. I think it's possible that my limited beliefs about a higher power get in the way of me having a new experience. And that if we're being honest with ourselves and each other, that sometimes that rigidity and that inflexibility ends up causing us harm and pain, because we don't allow ourselves the vulnerability, the opportunity, the pleasure of having a new experience. I want to know what you think about that. Go ahead and type into the comments what you think about that, and if that has some validity. Because if it does, here's the opportunity for us. The opportunity for us is Hey, Wayne. Hello, Wayne. Wayne, Calgary. Mwah. Thanks for tuning in today. If in fact our rigid or superficial beliefs are in the way of our being our best self, then one of the ways, or some of the ways, shall I say, to move beyond that is just this one right here, is becoming aware that I'm stuck in some belief, in some circumstance, some way of thinking and being that is separating me from my ultimate good. And so awareness is the first key, right? The second is then diving deeply into spiritual practices that allow me to open up, that allow me to surrender to win and become available to a new experience. That it's just like, oh yeah, I believe that God is this, or I believe spirit is this, or I believe recovery is this or that or the other thing. But you know what? That's just the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more. And when I get stuck and rigid in a way of thinking and being, and I have no wiggle room for anything new to enter, whoa, whoa. It's amazing the quantum leap that happens in my life, and probably the same for you. So what is it that you're not getting or not receiving? And is it possible that your beliefs, whether because they're very superficial or because you're so rigid in them, are blocking you from the greatness that you can experience? So, beginning today, in this moment, right now, your awareness of that is the first step. 2, the second step is diving deep into a spiritual practice that is for you, that allows you to connect with your indwelling power and presence, that allows you to recognize that you are more than your social identities, that right where you are, loving life, loving spirit, living spirit is living in, through, and as you, and you can begin to have a deeper relationship with that self within you. And so that's the message today. The message today is really looking and becoming aware if your beliefs are getting in the way of you being your grand, divine, abundant, magnificent, powerful, peaceful, loving self. And if so, to begin to take the necessary steps so that your being, which is the way of the mystics, by the way, the way of the mystics is not to just be so married to dogma and to ego, edging God out, but engage and entertain good only, entertaining God only. So that's the message for today. Joanne Elliott, what's up, beloved? So glad that you could join us this day. Thank you again, Wayne, for showing up. Nancy, thank you so much for being here today. Totally love all of you. Want to remind you that I have a workshop in a couple of hours. If you're in the Southern California area, Chintzia, thanks for being here. I know I'll see you too in a little bit. Make sure that you check out the link and that you can come in person, or you can sign up to do it via Zoom from the comfort of your own home. This promises to help set off 2024 in such a magnificent and dynamic way that you'll be grateful and thankful that you showed up. I love you. I'll see you here again next Monday. I want to know what you're thinking. Nancy, you'll be there? Excellent. I will see you there too. I want to know what it is you're believing and how it is you want to move to your next step. How you want to be more instead of just believing more. And I want to help you with that. So remember to send me your gratitudes. All right. I got to go. Bye for now.
Thanks for tuning in to A Spiritual Remedy. Use the links in the description for prayer requests, to donate to Be That Spiritual Learning Center, and to join our mailing list. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And you can visit us at vidaslc.org for more information.